tidings we bring to you and your kin. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Now bring us some figgy pudding, now bring us some figgy pudding, now bring us some figgy pudding and bring some out here. Good tidings we bring to you and your kin. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. For we all like figgy pudding, for we all like figgy pudding, for we all like figgy pudding, so bring some out here. Good tidings we bring to you and your kin. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And we won't go until we've got some, we won't go until we've got some, we won't go until we've got some, so bring some out here. Good tidings we bring to you and your kin. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Hello everybody, welcome to our first virtual Singathon presented by Singathon Events and the Upper Norwood Library Hub, celebrating choirs and choral talent from South London and beyond and bringing together more than 200 voices and 10 choirs. This year has brought many challenges and choirs have had to adapt and find new ways to rehearse and sing together. Many moved online and have been creating virtual performances which provide a communal aim and a sense of togetherness even when we're not able to sing together in the same room. And tonight you get to see some of the results. Today also happens to be the Winter Solstice and Make Music Day Winter, so I want to give a really big shout out to the Make Music Day team who do so much to promote and raise the profile of live music across the UK. Window Serenades is an idea of theirs to bring music to isolated and vulnerable people, which we are very glad to support. This idea also resonates strongly with the aims and ethos of the Upper Norwood Library Hub, which is where I am right now. This is our community hub in the centre of Crystal Palace. Tonight's event is being streamed by the Library Hub, and if you enjoy the music and would like to make a donation, all money raised will go directly to keeping the lights on and the doors open in this amazing community space. More on that a little later. Some of the choir videos were also created to support specific charities, and we would encourage donations directly to those too. Our event tonight is dedicated to Jim Radford, a well-known folk balladeer and great supporter of these singathons, which under normal circumstances would take place in person at the Fox and Firkin pub in Ladywell. He performed at them with his Jolly Jammers on several occasions. Jim was the youngest seaman to come back on a warship from Normandy in June 1944, and this inspired him to write the iconic tune The Shores of Normandy, which he performed many times at festivals and in the presence of Her Majesty the Queen. After a long and full life of adventure and singing, Jim sadly lost his battle with COVID-19 on the 6th of November, just a month after his 92nd birthday. Huge thanks to the wonderful team at Lewisham Hospital who cared for him in his final days. And we have a tribute specially for Jim coming up in a little bit. But to kick off the proceedings, we're going to start with Tongue and Groove Choir, an amateur performance choir based in East Dulwich. Hi guys, give us a shout out if you're watching. When the first lockdown happened, Tongue and Groove were finalising their set list for the Dulwich Festival, which unfortunately, like so many live music events this year, had to be cancelled. They had one song left to look at, so they took the plunge, jumped into Zoom rehearsals to see if they could learn the new song during lockdown. 6 weeks later, and after a crash course in video editing, they finished their first video, Kate Bush's Running Up That Hill. 7 months later, they premiered a whole performance set on YouTube, and tonight we will hear some of their favourites from that set. You can watch the full set on their YouTube channel. They began in-person rehearsals again in a COVID-safe venue in East Dulwich on Tuesday nights before the second lockdown put a temporary stop to that. They're always looking for new members, especially tenors and basses, and they have just celebrated their 3rd birthday. Happy birthday, guys. You can contact them via their website, which is www.tongueandgroove.london. So their set is Kate Bush's Running Up That Hill, Who's Zooming Who, Midnight Train to Georgia, and finishing with Rise Up. I'm going to hand over to my trusty assistant in the studio, Rin, to stream those. Enjoy.
Hello from lockdown. This is Tongue and Groove Choir singing my arrangement of Kate Bush's Running Up That Hill. Enjoy. 3, 4.
It doesn't hurt me. Do you want to feel how it feels? Do you want to know that it doesn't hurt me? Do you want to hear about the deal that I'm making?
You're making rain. You're just in me. When you and sleep escape me, you're like my yo-yo that glows in the dark. You make me special, make me dangerous, so I bury into, and I forget to do. But every time it rains, you're here in my head, like the sun coming out. I just know that something good is gonna happen. I don't know when, but just saying it could even make it happen. And if only could, you would get into small pieces. I'll be running up that road, be running up that hill, with no problem. Be running up that hill, 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 be running up that hill.
Is anyone there to do choir rehearsal? Well, it's 7:30. Where is everyone? Oh. Hello, Carol.
Hello, Simon.
Right, I'm waiting for everyone to arrive. We've got a Jenny, we've got an Amanda. Hello. Hello, everyone. How are we? Robin.
Evening.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Good evening. Good evening.
Hello.
Ready for a sing? Waiting for everyone
Always
to arrive.
ready.
Always ready for a sing.
Oh, Karen's feeling hungry there. Take that off camera, please. Okay, everybody. Right, unmute yourselves. We all unmuted. Give me a hey, hello.
Hi.
Hello. Oh, hi, Simon.
Karen, I think you're still muted, love. Unmute yourself. I want to hear your beautiful voice. Hello? No, you've got to...
Bottom left-hand
Bottom
corner,
left.
Karen.
Bottom left. Unmute. Oh, God bless her. Come on. Robin, can you unmute Karen? Oh, yeah. Hello.
Yay!
Hello!
Hey.
Yay.
All right, should we have a sing? 1, 2, 3, 4.
You walked in on the slide, something for love. In the crowd, I caught your eye. You can't hide your style. I am. You came to catch. You thought I'd be naive and say you had your match. Beat you at
you're broken down and tired of living life on a merry-go-round, and you can't find the fighter, but I see it in you, so we're gonna walk it out. We're gonna walk it out. The silence isn't quiet, and it feels like it's getting hard to breathe, and I know you feel like dying, but I promise we'll take the world to its feet. Mountains, take it to its feet. Mountains. And I'll rise up the day, I'll rise up the day, I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. For you, I'll rise for you, I'll rise for you. All right.
Awesome work there by Tongue and Groove Choir in East Dulwich. Thanks so much, guys. I think we've been joined by some of them on the YouTube chat. So thank you so much for joining us. Amazing performances. Thanks very much. If you're enjoying it, I hope you guys are all sitting comfortably at home. I hope that you have a glass of wine or something. That's about the only thing that I think I'm missing here. If you are enjoying the show so far, please do consider sending us a donation. Anything would be very much appreciated and helps us to keep the doors open here and keep all the work going in the live streaming. So moving on, next we have a performance by one of our newest recruits in the Singathon, who appeared in the last live show in March in the Fox and Firkin. This is Our Voice Choir, a unique type of community choir based in Deptford, and also our youngest choir, running online since March 2020. They incorporate elements of improvisation and musicianship into sessions, as well as singing a wide variety of music, mainly by ear. Their traditional rehearsal is Wednesday nights in a local pub in Deptford. And this performance of Your Lone Journey was filmed as we transitioned out of lockdown in summer 2020 and is a celebration of our community and the things we hold dear. The video features Rob Luft on guitar and Our Voice Choir leader Lily Unwin on lead vocals. So this is Your Lone Journey.
God's given us years of happiness here, now we must part. And as the angels come and call for you, the pangs of grief tug at my heart. Oh, my darling, my heart breaks as you take your lone journey. Oh, the days will be empty, the nights so long without you, my love. And when God calls for you, I'm left alone, but we will meet in heaven above. Oh, my darling, my heart breaks as you take your lone journey. Fond memories I'll keep of happy days that on earth we trod. And when I come, we will walk hand in hand as one in heaven, in the family of God. Oh, my darling, my heart breaks as you take your lone journey. Oh, my darling, my heart breaks as you take your lone journey. Oh, my darling, my heart breaks as you take your lone journey. My heart breaks as you take your lone journey.
Lovely performance there by our voice choir in Deptford, who I think have actually joined us on the Facebook feed as well. So awesome work, guys. Thank you very much for joining us. The next performance that we have is our tribute for Jim Radford. So this is 2 songs written and performed for him by close friends, one of whom I think is actually I've seen on the Facebook stream. So lovely to have you, Alan, as well. So the first tune is by Ellen Blaney, called Have You Heard About Mr. Radford, written for Jim's 90th birthday a couple of years ago and introduced by Ellen herself. And this will be followed by a tune by Alan Cummings, who is on the Facebook feed, who wrote the fun tune When Mr. Radford Sings some years ago and performed it at the Folk Mob Club with his band Little Beach for Jim, which was very much enjoyed. Alan admired Jim from the first time he heard him sing at the British Oak a long time ago, a truly inspirational man with a voice full of life, wisdom and character. Alan wanted to write something that captured the images in his head when he listened to Jim singing. He's proud to have made something people regard as beautiful and worthy of a man so loved, admired and respected. So we're going to have these 2 tunes now.
I wrote this song for Jim's 90th birthday. The tune is a traditional one. When I first plucked up the courage to sing in local folk clubs a few years ago, I was so lucky to receive so much encouragement from Jim. I've always loved traditional songs sung and accompanied, and to hear Jim's voice fill a room was magnificent. As I got to know Jim well, I was so impressed with all the causes he'd become involved with over the years and how he'd lived his whole life for the good. The song came to me very quickly and it remains unchanged since the first time I wrote it down. Jim has been my inspiration and it was an honour to sing this song at his 90th birthday party. I miss him so very much. Have you heard about Jim Radford, a singer of great renown? He's known across our land, and for the shanty he wears the crown. Across the sea in France, at the tender age of 15, he saw the sights of war that never should be seen. Jim is a man of peace, but will fight for what is right, and for those that suffer injustice, he will rally with all his might. A nicer man you could not meet, a smile for everyone, his voice a velvet weapon to silence everyone. He has no need for accompaniment, the music is in his soul, the words imprinted in his mind flow out to fill the room. He shows encouragement for all. Sing out, he says to me, forget the piece of paper and let your voice be free. Jim is a man of music, a master of the boron and the spoons. You'll find him in the folk clubs, playing along with our tunes. A nicer man you could not meet, a smile for everyone, his voice a velvet weapon to silence everyone. His voice a velvet weapon to silence everyone.
I see Fiji girls with yellow flowers braided in their hair, and they're dancing at the water's edge, inviting us to share in all the gifts of paradise they're holding in their care. When Mr. Radford sings about the sea, I see galleons and men of war maneuver for the fight, and cannon firing bolts from hell into the fading light, till mangled bodies float away into the scarlet night. When Mr. Radford sings about the sea, when Mr. Radford sings, when Mr. Radford sings, when Mr. Radford sings about the sea. I see warships on horizons cutting through the waves, and sailors just turned 17, determined to be brave, and captains trying hard to keep them from a watery grave. When Mr. Radford sings about the sea, I see merchantmen returning from strange and distant shores, fallen foul of pirates as they venture the Azores, and they lose their lives and treasure, for they barricade the doors. When Mr. Radford sings about the sea, when Mr. Radford sings, when Mr. Radford sings, when Mr. Radford sings about the sea. I see Jimmy and Tommy Taylor too, and they laugh and smoke and take a drink aboard the Peggy Sue. But they all go down together in the unforgiving blue, when Mr. Radford sings about the sea. And all the lost and all the found together in the end will wait upon that Fiji shore, and all their wounds will mend. And the girls with flowers in their hair, their sorrows will attend. When Mr. Radford sings about the sea, when Mr. Radford sings, when Mr. Radford sings, when Mr. Radford sings about the sea, when Mr. Radford sings, when Mr. Radford sings, when Mr. Radford sings about the sea. When Mr. Radford sings about the sea.
Two really beautiful tributes there for Jim Radford from his friends Alan and Ellen, who are both on the Facebook feed. So beautiful tributes, guys. Thank you very much indeed for that. The next bit of tribute actually comes from Jim himself, a poem that he wrote for his beloved wife Jenny. He read it at her funeral service, and his loving granddaughter read it at his own cremation last month. Take me so to... I knew I was going to do that because it's such an emotional poem. I'm going to take a deep breath and start again. Take me to some quiet and lovely place where the dappling sun shines through a broad-leafed tree, and spread my ashes there to feed the grass, where next year you may sit and think of me. And when you do, and as you chew some blade that I have fed, you'll think of me and things I did and words that I have said. Remember then that my pattern lives in you, and that my love is part of you and all that you will do. Be strong and be brave in my love. Jim. We're going to end our tribute to Jim with a favourite memory from one of our live events last year at the Fox and Firkin, where his band The Jolly Jammers opened our show in October 2019. And you might actually recognise it from one of the photos that was just played in the previous tribute. I think I spotted the glitzy curtains of the Fox and Firkin. So enjoy this performance by Jim and his Jolly Jammers.
She tied you to a kitchen chair, she broke your throat and cut your hair, and from your lips she drew the hallelujah. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Well, baby, I've been here before. I know this room, I've walked this floor. I used to live alone before I knew you. I see your flag on the marble arch, but love is not a victory march. It's a cold and it's a broken hallelujah. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Well, maybe there's a God above, but all I ever learned from love was how to shoot at someone who outdrew you. It's not a cry you hear at night, it's not someone who's seen the light, it's a cold and it's a broken hallelujah. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Well, there was a time you let me know what's really going on below, but now you never show it to me, do you? But remember when I moved in you, the Holy Ghost was moving too, and every breath we drew was hallelujah. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Well, I tried my best, it wasn't much. I tried to feel, but I couldn't touch. I told the truth, I didn't come here to fool ya. And even though it all went wrong, I'll stand before the Lord of Song with nothing on my tongue but hallelujah. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah.
Well, that was a lovely tribute to Jim Radford. For anybody who's just tuning in, Jim sadly lost his battle with COVID-19 a month after his 92nd birthday. So tonight is dedicated to him. And thank you to all the, I think, 10 choirs who are taking part in this tonight and helping raise some money for the Library Hub. So just while you all grab a tissue and recover composure, just going to tell you a quick bit about the Library Hub. Anybody who doesn't know it, the Upper Norwood Library Hub is based on the Triangle, which is the very bizarrely shaped high street in Crystal Palace. It used to be a library. But when it was threatened with closure, the community stepped in to save it. And now it is not only a library, but a community space as well. So there's huge amounts of things happening here. We have classes under normal circumstances, that is, obviously. We have all sorts of classes. We have bereavement help points. We have Clear Community Web, who help older and vulnerable adults to learn how to use things like Zoom, which has been continuing during the last 9 months, has been invaluable. We have English classes and all sorts of things, from yoga, singing. What else do we have? Rin, prompt me. Meditation. Yes, cool. And basically, the Library Hub is normally a vibrant, thriving place full of people and lots of things going on. And obviously, we still have a library here as well. Over the last 9 months, we've been sometimes able to be open, sometimes not. But Rin, who you can't see, but who is making all of this happen tonight, is responsible for putting everything straight onto a live stream. So as soon as the first lockdown happened back in March, I think the first thing that happened was she came to me and said, "Your choir rehearsal tonight, do you want to put it onto Facebook?" And I kind of went, "I have no idea how to do that." And she said, "That's okay, I'll talk you through it." And she did. And from then on, the live stream became an integral part of the Upper Norwood Library Hub, and I suspect will continue to be so for beyond the foreseeable future, I think, for the future. So if you haven't checked out what's on our live stream, please do. There's always lots going on. And if you'd like to help us to keep it going, then please do donate something for the Singathon tonight. I know we've had some donations. In fact, we've got £170 worth of donations already. That's absolutely amazing. Thank you all so much for supporting us. That's incredible. There's a link in the chat if you'd like to donate. There's also a QR code on the screen that you can scan with your phone. It's all very, very easy. So thank you. Keep the comments coming as well, because that's keeping me entertained in between videos as well. And thank you to whoever commented on my earrings. They were actually a Christmas present that was given to me by my lovely friend and colleague Louise at the one and only live concert I have been singing in. So singing rather than leading a choir. The one and only live solo performance I have done in 2020. Which happened last Sunday at the Musical Museum. And this was my Christmas present from my lovely singer colleague, Louise. So they are special because they're a memento of that one gig. So thank you, whoever said that. Moving on. Next. So this is really special. We've got 5 choirs coming up now who not only have created individual performances that we're going to present tonight, but who also were involved in a joint collaboration, and we will show that collaborative piece at the end. Not only that, but the first of the 5 choirs that we're going to hear from are in fact not even based in the UK. So Quaddy Voices, and I know that their director is on the Facebook live stream because I've seen him commenting. So John, hi, thanks so much for being there on the stream and for joining in the chat. So Quaddy Voices is a new choir to the Singathon events and is based in Eastport, Maine. That's amazing. Quaddy Voices is a community chorus committed to providing singers of all experience levels the opportunity to work together to learn and present quality music from the many choral traditions. The chorus was formed in 2014 by a dedicated group of singers hailing from a number of towns in Down East, Maine. Quaddy Voices is a constituent group of the Eastport Arts Centre, and the choir members have been meeting in virtual sessions via Zoom since September 2020, led by their founding director, John Newell, an experienced choral conductor, composer, performer and teacher. So Turn, 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 which we're about to see, is their second collaborative video. As with their previous release, the singers learned their parts with John via Zoom and then submitted recordings for his assembly and editing. And anybody who's not been part of the process, like this. So I know we have a lot of choir members from all the different choirs watching. At the moment, you guys will know just how much work goes into creating anything like this. But generally it involves some combination of the choir leaders creating really, really precise guide tracks, sending them out to all the choir members, every choir member individually recording at home. And this usually requires you to have at least 2 devices, because you have to have the guide track on one device, headphones in, record yourself on another device so that the guide track doesn't appear on your own recording. Then send all of those tracks to your poor director, who is going to mix them and edit them and try and align them and all sorts of things like that. Or if you're very lucky, you have somebody else you can send it to do it. So anyway, it's a lot of work. It's obviously hugely worth it. You've seen some of the videos now. It's really worth it, but it is a lot of work. So going back to Turn, Turn, Turn with Quaddy Voices, John Newell credits the choice of Pete Seeger's classic tune Turn, Turn, Turn to Steve Koenig, who is a long-time member of the choir's bass section. To illustrate the vocal piece, Newell edited together a group of beautiful photographs from Down East, Maine by Perry resident Liza Franklin. She said, "I take pictures because each day and every day living in this area, I find myself in awe of the beauty that surrounds me. The dark silhouette of a seabird flying against the sky, the shimmer of sunlight on the water, the sea smoke that glows pink or gold with the rising sun, a wild flower touched with dew. All this and so much more inspire me." So this is Quaddy Voices from Maine with Turn, Turn, Turn.
To everything turn, turn, turn. There is a season, turn, turn, turn. And a time for every purpose under heaven. To everything to everything turn.
Lovely performance there by Quaddy Voices in Maine. Thank you guys, that's beautiful. Love the pictures as well. Actually, I'm going to read out a comment from Patricia. She said, great matching of images and music, and I agree. Thanks everybody who's watching and commenting on the YouTube and the Facebook pages. It's really lovely to be able to read all your comments, and I'll probably read a few of them out as we go. Just a quick note on that, if you want to join in on the main chat, please do make sure that you're on the Upper Norwood Library Hub Facebook page or YouTube channel. If you create watch parties on another page, we can't see your comments, so please do come join us on the Upper Norwood Library Hub page, and then we can all chat together. So moving on, the next of our 5 choirs who are all collaborating in a minute. So the second of the choirs is the Greenwich Foundation Choir, which was founded in February 2018 and is also actually set up by Kat Chin, who founded and runs Singathon events, and I know that she is also on the Facebook feed, so hi Kat, this one's for you. The choir, the Greenwich Foundation Choir, is for people working or volunteering with Greenwich Foundation, which preserves and protects the iconic Wren designed buildings of the old Royal Naval College, once home to Royal Naval pensioners for 160 years, and later the Royal Naval College for officers training for the next 120 years. It's also home to Trinity College of Music, which I know because I was lucky enough to be there, and I have to say it was an absolutely gorgeous building to be part of, sort of things that as a singer you really want, like high ceilings and just beautiful surroundings, and we're very lucky to be there. So this one, the song is called The Painted Hall Lament. Yeah. Rin is just reminding me that we don't actually have this one available to play. I did write that in my notes. I'm coming to it. This one, Rin is putting the link for the YouTube in the chat. So unfortunately, we can't play it, but you can click the link and go and watch it for yourself. So you can do that, in fact, now if you want to, while I just continue with telling you what it's about. So this song is called The Painted Hall Lament. Their song is the only contribution that was not actually recorded in lockdown or in the pandemic, but it's an amusing creation written by one of their volunteers and choristers, Elaine Galloway. The Painted Hall Lament is an amusing lyric that talks about life as a visitor experience, volunteer and steward, and can be viewed on YouTube via the link that is now hopefully in the chats. It is. I'm getting a thumbs up. The other thing to say, because I think that I actually remember this song from a choir rehearsal when I was covering for Jake Alexandra a few years ago, and I think this is how I actually met him in the first place. More of our collaboration to come. And it came about when the Painted Hall was actually closed for a while. And there was a whole period of time when you couldn't go on a tour, or you could, but you had to climb up some, I have to say, for somebody who doesn't like heights, absolutely terrifying scaffolding, although very safe, but utterly terrifying. But the lovely thing about it was that you ended up with the Painted Hall kind of only just above you, and you could see it really close too. So I have a feeling, I'm sure Kat will correct me if I'm wrong, but I have a feeling that this song was based around that time, and Elaine is actually one of the volunteers, I think, who gives tours of the Painted Hall under normal circumstances. So please do go click on the link and watch this one on YouTube, and great work, Elaine, with writing the lyrics. We're going to move on. So our third choir from the collaboration, which is Crib Notes Choir. And I know that we have Amandine on the Facebook chat. Amandine, Jake and I together are Crib Notes. And this is a friendly, non-auditioned parents choir that sings a wide variety of songs while little ones can play, chill or even join in. So under normal circumstances, we have 5 choirs across South London, all on different days in slightly different areas. Before the move to Tier 4, we were able to run a few small group in-person sessions on Mondays here in the Upper Norwood Library Hub. Obviously, we could only be in COVID secure venues that were actually open. But it was amazing to be able to get back to doing some in-person singing, even if it was just sort of small groups and once a week instead of 5 times a week. We also host weekly Zoom sessions for parents who are isolating or would rather sing from home for the time being. And we live stream singing sessions on our YouTube and Facebook channels. And these are also cross-posted to the Upper Norwood Library Hub page, to Palace A Cappella page, Quaggy page and Rushy Green Time Bank. And I think Simone, who looks after that page, is also on the Facebook feed. So hi, Simone, as well. It's all a great big incestuous collaboration. So we're going to start with The Power of Love. I think this was the first virtual choir piece that we produced under the banner of Crib Notes. When we went into lockdown back in March, we had to, obviously, like everybody else, like all of you guys who are watching, who are taking part in the performance tonight, we had to suspend our activities overnight. And many new parents rely on our choir to socialise and to look after their mental health. And we didn't want to let them down. So we jumped onto online, live streaming on Facebook and making the sessions available to everyone, which actually meant that a lot of Quaggy Community Choir and Palace A Cappella Choir also joined us on the Crib Notes live stream in the mornings, which was lovely, and I think has set up a sort of collaboration and inter-choir chat that will continue for years to come. So we all learnt a verse and chorus of The Power of Love by Frankie Goes to Hollywood as part of our second, only the second live streamed rehearsal. And Jake beautifully put the audio together in a very, very short space of time. So I think it was very emotional for us to hear our voices all together at a point where suddenly we couldn't be in the same room as anyone else. So here is The Power of Love.
Dreams are like angels, they keep at play. Love is the light, scaring darkness away. I'm so in love with you. Make love your goal. The power of
So as we started to kind of get into a lockdown routine, we ended up with a assistant that seemed to work really well, which was to teach a new song a week. So over the course of kind of 5 or sometimes 6 days. And we went through a repertoire of gorgeous songs that Jake arranged, some that he'd already arranged. And actually, as the lockdown kind of went on way beyond what any of us expected, he had to start writing more arrangements very, very quickly. And one of the 3-part arrangements he's made is the hauntingly beautiful Scottish folk song Cor the Yows, written by Isabel Pagan. And we decided to turn this into a virtual choir project. It includes me playing the harp and Jake playing the electric cello and piano. And obviously many of our singers singing. I think this was one of the biggest virtual choirs that we did. The singers taking part are mostly mums who were singing with us in our various South London locations before the lockdown, but we do also have some Palace A Cappella members, some Quaggy Community Choir members. I think we have somebody from Fleet Singers in this one as well, and there's occasionally people popping up from other choirs all over the world, which is really lovely. So here is our version of Cor the Owls.
Cor the owls, take the nows, cor them while the heather growls, cor them while the birds
The following two tracks are some great samples of Jake's arrangements. One of the things that we started doing just to break up the week was to have a fun Friday where Jake would arrange a pop song and teach it in the space of half an hour and use his loop pedal to put it all together during the rehearsal. So just on a live stream, he'd teach all the parts and then just literally loop it all together. I think it says something for my and Jake's different musical backgrounds that when he first mentioned his loop pedal, what I heard was lute pedal. Now I should probably explain that my dad is an early music specialist, and so I had a vision of kind of a lute and some really clever app that sort of created the sound of a lute. So anyway, that's Jake and I have different backgrounds, but I have come to love the loop pedal very much indeed. And so the next two songs will give you an idea of what he's able to do with it. So the first one is Daddy Cool, and we did this to mark Father's Day back in June. Jake taught us the 1970s disco hit Daddy Cool by Boney M in 3-part harmony. This is one of the many tunes he arranged and led as part of our Pop Song Fridays. And then following on from that, we're going to hear Winter Song. Jake recently, in the last few months, has occasionally popped up on the live stream saying, I ran out of warm-ups and so I've written a round. I think I just love that where the rest of us would kind of go, I've run out of warm-ups, I'm going to go and see what everybody else is doing, see what I can nick. Jake decides to write his own, and I absolutely love that. So Jake is in fact a very accomplished composer as well as an amazing arranger. And so he started writing his own rounds earlier this year. This one is based on words by Wilfred Owen. It's perfect for this time of year, especially as Jake added festive bells to his loop magic. So this is Daddy Cool and the Winter Song, performed by Jake Alexander and his amazing loop pedal.
No, 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 no.
The browns, the olives, and the yellows died and were swept up to heaven, where they glowed each dawn and set of sun till Christmas tide. The browns, the olives, and the yellows
So for anybody who, like me, doesn't know what a loop pedal is, I mean, I do now, but I didn't when I first heard about it. What it means is that Jake literally did everything you've just heard then. And he sang each, or performed each bit, each instrument, each different vocal line, and just layered them up. Using his loop pedal to do that. So it's truly awesome. If you fancy that, if that appeals to you, do come and join some of our Crib Notes live streams. We'll be starting again in the second week of January. We live stream, we're still working out all the details, but probably once a week to Facebook and YouTube. So do like our pages and you'll get notifications when we next go live, and you can come and join us for one of those loop spectaculars. So moving on, the next choir is actually mine, and I know that we have quite a few Palace a cappella members on the Facebook stream, keeping the banter going. So hi guys, thank you so much for watching. As always, you are stars. Palace a cappella, I started it with Laura Stevens in April last year in the Upper Norwood Library Hub. I think I walked into the Library Hub about 2 weeks before my start date, having realised that the original venue I had was going to be too small. And I met Chris, the manager, and said, I want to start a choir in 2 weeks' time. Do you have a room available? And amazingly, as I found consistently the case, he not only said yes, but was incredibly supportive and helpful and communicative, and basically made it possible. So this is actually why I'm here doing this tonight, because I love the Upper Norwood Library Hub. I'm so grateful that our choir home is here, and I'm incredibly grateful that every time I say, we've had this idea, could we do? The answer is just always yes. So if you're enjoying tonight, and you have a couple of pounds to spare, cost of a cup of coffee or something, and want to donate it to this amazing venue with its brilliant people, then please, we would be so grateful. I think last I checked, I can see actually from over here, we're up to £255, which is amazing. Thank you everybody who's donated. If you haven't yet, but you'd like to, the links are all in the chat, and there's a QR code on the screen that you can just scan with your phone. It's all very, very easy. So the first two pieces that we are going to perform for you, Pastime with Good Company is the first one. Now, this is our take on the tune attributed to Henry VIII. We learnt it quite early on. Apparently we don't have it. Oh, exciting. I don't have any of those. Oh, right. Okay. Cool. I'm going to tell you about this one, and then you can go and look for it. We were approached by Shane Tom, who actually was on the Facebook feed earlier. Shane, if you're still there, do give us a wave. Shane started Crystal Palace Lockdown Live very early on in the first lockdown, and has basically been running it ever since, which is a day or sometimes 2 days at weekends of live music. everybody live streaming from their own homes, but all through the Crystal Palace Lockdown Live page. It's been incredibly it's been totally awesome. It's had so many people engaging with it, joining the group, participating in it, watching, supporting. Even had a video of support from Tori Amos as well recently, doing such a brilliant job. So Shane, thank you so much. He asked us if we could do a choir video, and this was the first thing that we really did, virtual choir video wise. We learned Pastime with Good Company very early on, sort of in the first term, I think, last year. And it's always felt to us like a kind of drinking song. And that's how we've always got the right energy for it, is I mouth at everybody on stage, drinking song, and we kind of pretend we've got glasses, and it really helps. So my co-founder, Laura Stevens, offered to write some new lyrics for it that would turn it into our choir drinking song. Now, if this sounds interesting to you, please do go watch it. I will put the link to it. I can't remember actually where it is. It's on one of the YouTubes somewhere. So I will put the link into the chat afterwards. So please do go have a look for it. And in the meantime, huge shout out to Shane Tom and Crystal Palace Lockdown Live for giving us the opportunity to do that, and for organising all the video and audio editing, because at that point I would not have known where to start. So we'll move on. You don't have to stand by me either.
I don't have to stand by me either.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, I'm going to tell you about this one as well, and then you can go look for this one too. So the second video that we were going to show, but we're not, is Stand By Me, which we were asked to do by Daniel Stockton, who also is connected to the Upper Norwood Library Hub. He runs West End nights here, and has been running virtual West End nights since lockdown. And he asked if we would like to do some kind of community performance for the end of one of his West End nights. So we did, and we did our own version of Stand By Me. This one was particularly special from my point of view because several things. One was that the band were entirely made up of choir members and their partners, with the help of my amazing colleague James Taylor, who's a very brilliant percussionist. The structure of the song and the harmonies and rhythms that we added into the harmonies and things were all actually decided by the choir. So we had an amazing couple of rehearsals where we talked about and tried out improvising harmony. We talked about how we do it. We came up with some different ideas. And then eventually from those ideas, we settled on something that we were going to do. And so all of the harmonies and the rhythms and things that have gone with it were all suggested by choir members. And it was performed at the end of one of the West End night concerts. So it sounds like we might have that one. We have that one. Amazing. Cool. So this is Palace a cappella's version of Stand By Me.
When the night has come and the land is dark and the moon is the only light we'll see. No, I won't be afraid. No, I won't be afraid. Just as long as you stand by me.
So darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Oh, stand. Stand by me. Stand by me.
If the sky that we look on should tumble and fall, or a mountain should crumble to the sea, I won't cry, I won't cry, no, I won't shed a tear, just as long as you stand by
come and won't you stand by me? Oh, stand by me. Oh, stand now. Stand by me. Stand by me. Stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Oh, stand now. Stand by me. Stand by me.
So the other couple of things I should just say about that video, which I hope you enjoyed. The first thing is that the video was mostly done by one of our choir members, Andrew, who I asked him with about a week's notice if he might feel like having a go, and bless him, he learned how to video edit in the space of about 2 days in order to put this video together. And the audio and the framing device was done by Rin, who you can't see but is sitting over in the corner and making this live stream happen. So huge thanks to both of them for that. We have now found the pastime video, so we're going to show you this. So this is the Palace a cappella take on Pastime with Good Company.
Pastime with good company, we'll drink until it's closing time. Beer is good and none deny, but some prefer a Porch white wine. To drink and sing is just our thing. We rarely decline to get shit-faced in any place. Whose round is it now? Choirs must have some galleons, getting glad of six pastons. Drinking will some mystic bring, so never drink just before you sing. The tune is lost, the words forgot, a leader's cross, your sense to use, which to refuse, the singing through. We sing for glorious past, but in the pub we drink as one, stumbling into work the next day, with words and over on display. The heads of sin, a sheepish grin, sometimes nothing straight, but that's the thing, to drink or sing what's best of all. Pastime with good company, we'll drink until it's closing time. Beer is good and none deny, but some prefer a Porch white wine. To drink and sing is just our thing. We rarely decline to get shit-faced in any place. Whose round is it now?
Excellent. Well, I'm glad we found both those videos, so you can see what we've been up to during the lockdown as well. Couple of things that I just wanted to say. Firstly, as a choir leader, and I suspect that the rest of you watching feel the same, but one of the things that for me has been a silver lining about having to go online, because it's obviously not the same at all as being in person, and I know that we would all rather be able to be singing together in the same room. But one of the things that has been really amazing about it has been the opportunity to go outside of our local area. So to be able to collaborate with people who are in Maine is amazing, and just at different ends of the country, and that at the moment you're not restricted to joining a choir that is either where you live or where you work. And I think that's something really special that we can enjoy for the moment, and it's maybe a silver lining to needing to do everything online. The other thing that I just want to say is I'm going to pick up on a comment that Nick has made about the Stand By Me video, which was Palace, not entirely a cappella. And the thing is that we started, I decided to make it an a cappella choir because that's kind of what I think I enjoy the most, leading wise. And it means that I can turn up with a tuning fork and a group of people and we can sing anywhere. We're not restricted to having a keyboard or having power sockets or anything like that. And I just really like the idea of being mobile and just needing a tuning fork. But actually what's been incredible in the last few months is finding out how many of the choir singers actually play an instrument and who are really keen to do things like be in a band or to play the bass and guitar at the same time, Ollie. You know, and Nick, whose comment it was, is a lovely singer, but also plays the piano really well. And I think has just bought something which is not a saxophone. Nick, you're going to have to tell us what it was because I can't actually remember. It was something I'd never heard of before. And it's been just amazing kind of exploring what else people do and seeing how we can incorporate those into the different projects that we're making at the moment. So, moving on, I think this is the 5th choir of the 5 who are collaborating in the piece coming up in a minute. So this is another of Jake Alexander's choirs, Quaggy Community Choir, which was established in 2017. It's a fun, welcoming and sociable multi-genre a cappella choir, which usually meets at Parkside SE10 Community Centre on the Lewisham-Greenwich border on Tuesday evenings at 7 o'clock during term time. Since lockdown, the sessions have moved online and are now hosted on Zoom. In fact, at the moment, Quaggy Choir and Palace A Cappella Choir are sharing a Zoom because we both usually rehearse at 7 o'clock on a Tuesday evening. So it's been really lovely. We've been meeting up on the same Zoom, doing our warm-ups together, doing a round, and then at some point splitting off into breakout rooms so we can also rehearse our own repertoire. And I think it's been really lovely for me and Jake to have support from each other in terms of doing this, and also lovely for the choir members to kind of get to know each other a bit more, have that connection across the 2 choirs. It's been a really, really lovely collaboration. So Quaggy Community Choir was founded by local musicians Jake Alexander and Priya Bose. The arrangements are written by Jake, with ease and accessibility being the topmost priorities. Pre-COVID, Quaggy performed across South East London at a variety of events and offered support to a range of local causes. We look forward to a time when we're able to do that again, but in the meantime greatly enjoy our weekly sessions and collaborative virtual choir projects which bring people together from across the city and across the world. New singers are always welcome. You can find out more by checking out our website, which is quaggycommunitychoir.com. So their set features a collaborative video project which drew an international collaboration, including singers from Quaggy Community Choir, Crib Notes, Palace A Cappella, Greenwich Foundation Choir, Raised Voices, Fleet Singers, Kenda Singers, Grove Park Singers, Downham and Whitefoot Community Choir, Quaddy Voices, and more. So the set is going to include... the first 2 tracks are from Jake's repertoire, which is available for choir MDs to download from his website, which is jakealexander.org. I have to say, speaking as a not quite impartial choir leader, but I love teaching Jake's arrangements. They're beautiful arrangements. He's very, very good at getting a good balance. So there are areas of challenge, but there's also sections where once you've done them, some of the music comes back. So I find them really, really great arrangements to teach. So the first piece is Stay Another Day, which is Christmas number 1 from 1994 by E17, a 90s pop band. Other hits include House of Love and It's All Right. Written by the band's lead songwriter Tony Mortimer about his brother's suicide. And arguments rage over whether it or not it's actually a Christmas song, but it always gets airtime at Christmas and is featured on many other Christmas compilations. Jake taught it to Quaggy using his loop machine, as you've just seen in the video. And then the next piece is Only When It's Dark Enough. This is based on a quote by Martin Luther King Jr. Jake was inspired to set these words to music by the Black Lives Matter movement and the protests that erupted in the wake of the murder of George Floyd. Finally, The final piece in that set is going to be Those Who Wish to Sing, which was composed and arranged by Jake, and the words are from a Swedish proverb. It was launched on the 21st of June 2020, which is Make Music Day. So it's particularly appropriate that we are revisiting it today on Make Music Day Winter, the 6-month anniversary. So let's have these 3 pieces. Thank you, Rin.
Baby, if you've got to go away, don't think I can take the pain. Won't you stay another day? Oh, don't leave me alone like this. Don't you say it's the final kiss. Won't you stay another day? Baby, if you've got to go away, don't think I can take the pain. Won't you stay another day? Oh, don't leave me alone like this. Don't you say it's the final kiss. Won't you stay another day? Baby, if you've got to go away, don't think I can take the pain. Won't you stay another day? Oh, don't leave me alone like this. Don't you say it's the final kiss. Won't you stay another day? Don't you know we've come too far now just to go and try to throw it all away? Thought I heard you say you loved me, that your love was gonna be here to stay. I've only just begun to know you. All I can say is won't you stay just one more day? Baby, if you've got to go away, don't think I can take the pain. Won't you stay another day? Stay another day. Oh, don't leave me alone like this. Don't you say it's the final kiss. Won't you stay another day? Stay another day. Baby, if you've got to go away, don't think I can take the pain. Won't you stay another day? Stay another day. Oh, don't leave me alone like this. Don't you say it's the final kiss. Won't you stay another day? Stay another day. Baby, if you've got to go away, don't think I can take the pain. Won't you stay another day? Stay another day. Oh, don't leave me alone like this. Don't you say it's the final kiss. Won't you stay another day? Only when it's dark.
who wish, those who wish, those who wish to sing, always, always, always find a song. Those who wish to sing, those who always, those who wish to sing, find a song. Those who wish to always find a song. Those who wish to always find a song. Those who wish to always find a song. Those who wish to sing, those who always sing, always, always find a song. Always find a song. Always find a those who wish to sing, always, always, always find a song. Oh, it's really lovely to see that again, and lovely to see all your comments in the chat from the singers who enjoying remembering being in it. I'd also like to just say that the instrumentalists, in fact, were Priya, who is one of the co-founders of Quaggy Community Choir, and also several of the other MDs from the different choirs. We did a big Make Music Day workshop that was joint between several of the choirs, and then everybody got involved in adding the instrumentals and the extra vocals over the top, and it was a huge big project. And I'm constantly amazed at Jake's amazing audio editing skills, which he's had to do an awful lot of it in the last 9 months, and he's really excellent. So thanks guys. I'm keeping an eye on the Facebook feed, and just it's heartwarming just seeing all the comments and everybody's memories and things. It's really beautiful. Thank you. So we're actually coming towards the end of our evening, unbelievably. So I've got 2 more choirs, I think, to introduce to you. So the next choir performing tonight is the Lewisham and Greenwich NHS Choir, who were first seen on Gareth Malone BBC Two show Sing While You Work in 2012, and since then have gone from strength to strength, riding an overwhelming wave of support from the public, along with some kind words from Justin Bieber and huge media encouragement. They landed the much coveted Christmas #1 spot on the official UK chart in 2015 with the single A Bridge Over You. And I actually remember this. In fact, I bought it because it seemed like such a brilliant thing if we could get an NHS choir to #1. So it was an awesome achievement. All profits from that single went to Mind, Carers UK and smaller charities chosen by the choir. The campaign was a social media phenomenon with hashtag NHS for Xmas #1 and hashtag Love Your NHS being shared around the world. And in fact, this year they were invited by Justin Bieber to back him with his recent festive tune, Holy, which they recently recorded at Abbey Road Studios, which was premiered on Friday. Hopefully this will be another Christmas #1 5 years on. Good luck, guys. I hope so. In June 2016, they recorded and released their debut album, Something Inside So Strong, as well as lending their support to community and NHS events around the world. Around the country. We can say around the world. And they've also performed at high-profile events, including Glastonbury Festival on the legendary Pyramid Stage, the FA Cup final at Wembley Stadium, Choirfest, Christmas with the Stars at the Royal Albert Hall, on Blackheath, which also included an appearance with Squeeze, at Wembley Arena with Matt Goss, and Stand Up to Cancer with Boy George. That is a really impressive CV. I'm very impressed. The choir continued to rehearse virtually during the COVID-19 pandemic and produced their charity video, I Can See Clearly Now, in their spare time. Arranged by their MD Phil Mitchell, the project gave the choir something to focus on outside of work. So this is the NHS, Lewisham and Greenwich NHS Choir with I Can See Clearly.
I can see clearly now, the rain has gone.
I can see all obstacles in my way.
Gone are the dark clouds that had me blind. It's gonna be a bright, 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 bright sunshiny day.
I think I can make it now, the pain has gone.
Pain has gone. All of the bad feelings have disappeared.
Have disappeared.
Here is the rainbow I've been praying for. It's gonna be a bright, 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 bright sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright, 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 bright sunshiny day. Look all around, there's nothing but blue sky, blue sky. Look straight ahead, nothing but blue sky, nothing but blue sky, nothing but blue, nothing but blue sky. There's nothing but blue skies. It's gonna be a bright, 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 bright sunshiny day. Look all around, there's nothing but blue sky, blue sky. Look straight ahead, nothing but blue skies. I can see clearly now, the rain has gone. I can see all obstacles in my way. Gone are the dark clouds that had me blind. It's gonna be a bright, 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 bright sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright, 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 bright sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright, 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 bright sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny
Awesome. Well, I hope you guys were all dancing along at home, because I was certainly dancing along in the studio here. It's really just as well you can't see me while the videos are playing. Amazing, beautiful video. Thanks, Lewisham and Greenwich NHS Choir. That's fab. So we've got one more song before we finish with a very short festive set. So the final choir to introduce before moving to our Christmas pieces is the Metropolitan Police Choir, who began singing together in 2016, although it can be traced back in various guises to 1872. So it is our most established choir, albeit with different choristers. It is made up from people from right across the Met, including retired officers and staff, and demonstrates a different side of policing. It usually takes part in multiple performances per year, from events at Westminster Abbey to local community concerts raising money for small charities. In 2017, they were honoured to perform for Her Majesty the Queen and other prestigious guests at the unveiling of the Iraq and Afghanistan War Memorial. MPC have a long and honourable history since its origins back in 1872. They've been singing together, this group, since June 2016, having previously been performing as the Metropolitan Police Male Voice Choir for a number of years. The MPC are a mixed voice choir led by PC Richard Fox, and it now truly represents the diversity of the Metropolitan Police Service. Made up of serving and retired officers and police staff, we perform for many charity, community and Metropolitan Police Service events throughout the year. By so doing, we help to raise vital funds for numerous charitable causes and demonstrate a different side of police engagement to our fellow Londoners and beyond. We are rightfully proud of our history and continue to honour it as the MPC. So this video was recorded in July 2020 during the COVID-19 pandemic. We hope you enjoy listening to the wonderful, uplifting performance. This is You Raise Me Up, arranged by Roger Emerson.
When I am down and oh my soul so weary,
When troubles come and my heart doth bleed,
Wow, what a beautifully uplifting performance that was. I think I need a tissue. If anybody else, wave your handkerchiefs at us from home, please. We are coming towards the end of our Singathon. Thank you to everybody who has participated. Thank you to everybody who has been watching. Thank you to everyone who has donated. I can see that we're on £280 at the moment, which is absolutely awesome. Thank you, guys. There is still time to donate if you'd like to, if you're enjoying the music. I believe that the most we have ever raised with one event on the live stream was 800. So if we can nudge it towards the halfway mark, that would be truly awesome. There's still another 4 songs, I think, festive favourites coming up to encourage you to donate. Just while actually we're talking about supporting the Library Hub, you may have noticed the wonderful room that I'm in. I know you can't see a lot of it, but you can see the colours and the lights. This is something that has happened during the pandemic, actually, along with all the live streaming. Another one of Rin's initiatives has been to build a studio inside the Library Hub, which is now available for hiring. So for any kind of recording or live streaming or anything that you might want to do along those lines, please do check it out. We have community rates. It's very reasonable, and it includes, I think, setup, or anything from setup to full, our technical director over there in the corner doing it for you. So do check out the website, find out more about that. And at the moment, you can get discounted hourly rates as gift cards via the website. So I know some of my choir members noticed that this morning, and I think there's Christmas presents may have been sorted. So do check it out. If you've got any friends and family who are local and are interested in recording an album maybe or something, that'd be a perfect Christmas present. So moving on. Okay, brilliant. So we have I think 5 more pieces. These are all Christmas pieces that have been recorded very recently by several different choirs to send you off in the Christmas spirit. Obviously, sadly, Christmas is very different this year. The run up to Christmas has been different. I'm sure all of you watching, all of the different choirs who've been involved tonight, you would be expecting to carol sing in person, lots of Christmas performances, and it's definitely been a different one this year. I hope you've all managed to find some Christmas cheer and enjoy some singing somewhere along the line. In fact, I know you have, because we're about to watch the videos. But anyway, it's definitely a strange Christmas, and with the changes announced recently, I know a lot of us are looking at a very different Christmas from even what we were planning a couple of weeks ago. So even more important, I think, to enjoy the things that we have. So the first thing that we have in this festive set is the University of Greenwich Choir, which is a non-auditioning choir bringing together students, staff and alumni, and led by Jonathan Schrantz. I hope I've pronounced that right. Apologies if not. Like all our choirs, they've adopted a virtual singing format and have recorded 2 traditional carols that they would have sung together at the beautiful chapel of St Peter and St Paul at the Old Royal Naval College, Greenwich. That's actually where I did my final recital at Trinity, so I know that the acoustic is amazing. The first carol needs no further introduction, except it's a frequent opener of many carol services across the world. And so this is the University of Greenwich Choir singing Once in Royal David City.
Thank you.
Oh, what a beautiful rendition of Once in Royal David City by the University of Greenwich Choir. And really lovely to have a view of the chapel at the Old Royal Naval College as well. Absolutely gorgeous. It would not be Christmas without that carol, I think. So following that, we have two pieces by Palace A Cappella Choir again. These ones we've been working on since September, I think, on and off. We had a bit of fun with the video. The first carol is Silent Night, and the concept for this was actually suggested by Kay, who's on the Facebook live stream. And I've executed it to the best of my ability at short notice. Kay, I hope you approve. The second one, We Wish You a Merry Christmas. With both of them, the video is a mixture of Zoom video that we took. We were kind of prepared for it, Christmas decorations, tinsel and stuff galore. And I've also included some bits of our very small in-person carol singing that we were lucky enough to be able to do a couple of weeks ago before we hit Tier 3. So, yeah, these are our two festive numbers. See if you can also spot the Merry Christmas sign handmade by Patricia, which I strong-armed her into organising a photo of yesterday to send me so that I could include it in the video. So Patricia, thank you very much for that. I know you're on the Facebook feed as well. And if you like these two pieces that we have put together, in fact, Rin has put the audio together for us. Thank you, Rin. If you like these two pieces, they can be yours on MP3 for just £3, which will go also towards keeping the amazing Upper Norwood Library Hub open and with the lights on. So I'm sure Rin is putting the link in the chat right now. But if you would like to add Palace A Cappella to your festive playlist for this Christmas, bring a bit of festive cheer to you and also support our amazing community hub, then please do buy these from us. We'd be very, very grateful. Thank you. So this is Palace A Cappella with Silent Night and We Wish You a Merry Christmas.
Night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright, round yon wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Good tidings we bring to you and your kin. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Now bring us some figgy pudding, now bring us some figgy pudding, now bring us some figgy pudding and bring some out here. Good tidings we bring to you and your kin. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. For we all like figgy pudding, for we all like figgy pudding, for we all like figgy pudding, so bring some out here. Good tidings we bring to you and your kin. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And we won't go until we've got some, we won't go until we've got some, we won't go until we've got some, so bring some out here. Good tidings we bring to you and your kin. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Fab, thanks guys. I can see the chat's going bonkers. It's brilliant. Keep it coming. As always, it's really nice for us to know that we're not speaking, well, me, to know that I'm not speaking into a void. So I love seeing the comments. I have actually got you on my phone here so that I can keep track of what's going on. So awesome. Thank you guys. We have just 2 pieces left in our Singathon for today. If you're enjoying it, please do donate if you can. Help us keep the Library Hub going. Help us to have more events like this. Just while that last video was happening, Rin has proposed something that I've no doubt will come up as a new choir project for all of you guys for next term. So do watch this space. So our penultimate item, we are back to the University of Greenwich Choir for another well-known Christmas carol, which is O Come All Ye Faithful.
Joyful and triumphant.
Well, I hope we all feel really, really Christmassy now. I know that I do. And that brings us to our very final piece of the evening, which is a wonderful collaboration with the NHS Choir and the Metropolitan Police Choir, who met at the Mayor's Carol service at Southwark Cathedral a few years ago and planned to do a joint concert this year in November. Sadly, of course, that had to be postponed due to COVID, and so they decided to do a video together. So, to finish off our amazing first virtual singathon, celebrating local choirs and less local choirs, and also celebrating the Winter Solstice and Make Music Day Winter. So finishing off our amazing set and all these different choirs for tonight, we have the NHS Choir and the Metropolitan Police Choir with their version of Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas, arranged by Adam Morris.
listening to the fantastic partnership of the Lewisham and Greenwich NHS Choir and the Metropolitan Police Service Choir. On behalf of us all, I wish you all a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Have yourself a merry little Christmas.
What a fantastic way to finish our first virtual Singathon. Huge, huge thanks to everybody who's taken part, all the different choirs, to all of you for watching, to everybody who has liked, shared, commented, donated. We are hugely, hugely grateful. And I'd like to also say an extra thank you to my colleague Rin over in the corner for making it all happen. That's her finger. She's waving at you. If you are watching this after the event, so not live, but later on, and if you'd like to donate, you absolutely still can. The link will still be live. It will still be very much appreciated, and it will help us to put on more events like this in the new year, which obviously we'd very much like to, and we hope you will all come back for them. So for now, goodbye from me. Merry, Merry Christmas. Here's hoping that 2021 allows us to come together again and do this all in person. But in the meantime, stay safe, and wishing you a very Merry Christmas.